Welcome back, all you sports and gambling fans out there. Today, we're doing a lot of NCAA basketball betting coverage. And joining me here, Ross Benjamin, our SBR contributor. The game we're looking at here is Robert Morris going up against North Florida. Weird game here we have, Ross, but anyways, always a pleasure to have you. How you doing today?
Very well. Let the madness begin, Dex.
Without a doubt, man. All right, let's start with Robert Morris. Now, the Colonials earned their 8th trip to the NCAA tournament when they beat St. Francis, New York, 66-63 to claim the automatic bid for the Northeast Conference. Now, Robert Morris is making its first trip to the Big Dance since 2010. What do you expect to see from them in this spot, Ross?
Well, this is a team that finished tied for second during the regular season in the Northeast Conference standings. So they went 12-6, by the way, and that's far from dominating their conference. But to their credit, they were able to defeat St. Francis of New York in the conference tournament championship game to get that automatic bid, which you just alluded to. They did a fairly nice job during their non-conference schedule. They had some notable wins, not so much over Powerhouse, but teams that come from conferences that are much tougher and higher rated, I should say, than the Northeast. They beat Duquesne from the Atlantic 10. They also beat Louisiana Monroe from the Sun Belt, Bradley from the Missouri Valley Conference, and Delaware from the Colonial. None of those teams, like I alluded to, are going to win any national championships anytime soon. But they do rely on solid guard play from the trio of Rodney Pryor, averaging 15.2 points per game, Marquise Reed at 14.8 points per game, and Lucky Jones at 14.3 points per game. If you ever need an alias when you go to Las Vegas, you could use Lucky Jones. That certainly would be something you could run around with some success on. The Colonials are also a very good three-point shooting team, Dax. They convert on 38% of their attempts on the season.
All right, Ross. And how about North Florida? I mean, they actually have never finished higher than 4th in the Atlantic Sun since joining Division I in 2005-2006 season, but broke through this actual season. What else can you tell us about this team, Ross?
Well, yeah, they won the regular season and the conference tournament championship in the Atlantic 10, Atlantic Sun, excuse me. Just a quick refresher course on the Atlantic Sun. That's the same conference, Dax, that produced Florida Gulf Coast, that went on a magical run to the Sweet 16 in the 2013 NCAA Tournament. So it's not like this conference hasn't had any success in the Big Dance in recent years. They had some impressive showings during their non-conference part of the schedule. This is a North Florida team that went to Purdue and knocked off the Boilermakers 73-70. They also sustained a narrow 69-67 loss at Northwestern, and they gave Iowa all they can handle during an 80-70 defeat on the road. So they played some pretty tough competition. I would contend that they played tougher competition in the non-conference part of their schedule than their opponent on Wednesday. North Florida also enters the NCAA tournament on an 8-game winning streak. This team ranks 20th nationally in three-point shooting efficiency, converting on an excellent 39.1% of their attempts. And they're also 25th in the nation in scoring at 75.7 points per game. So this is a little better team than people might realize, Dex.
All right, now for the odds, at least they're getting the love from the bookmakers, as North Florida is at -2.5 point favorite here. Trends, there aren't really that many that we can actually get an idea of what to expect for this game. So, Ross, what would be the best play for this one?
Well, I went over both teams' non-conference schedules, and when you get into a matchup such as you could use this for a determining factor. I mean, especially in a game where we're just seeing one team as a 2.5 point favorite. And Robert Morris went 0-3 this season versus teams that will be participating in the Big Dance. And those losses came by an average of 24.3 points per game. On the other hand, North Florida measured up pretty well versus some current NCAA tournament teams that I just alluded to. I'm going to have a slight lean here on the small favorite. Despite Robert Morris having a guy named Lucky Jones, I'm going to take North Florida -2.5 over Robert Morris, Dax.
All right, man. Good stuff, Ross. Thanks for the insights, the info here, and the pick. And we'll pick it up again tomorrow.
Thank you, Dax. Always a pleasure.
All right, man. Take care. Everyone else, don't forget to check back with us tomorrow for some more sports coverage and your free picks. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.